It's Saturday morning. My leg is still feeling a little bit tight today. I can still feel it, but I am going to give it a ride. See how it goes. I'm actually going to jump on. I've got a workout to do as well whilst doing the banded group ride. So I'll bring you along and talk through how that one goes.
This workout is called Elements of Style, and the main idea behind this workout is it looks at your positioning and comfort on the bike and also your pedal stroke. So the first part of it, you can see we've done a bit of a warm-up here already. Most of this is below FTP effort, and the first part is looking at your positioning on the bike and making sure that you're comfortable. It's called a systems check, so looking at your feet and ankles, making sure you're comfortable on the seat, keeping your core engaged, shoulders relaxed, hands relaxed, elbows in, head and neck relaxed, all of that sort of stuff. And it talks you through that for the first couple of minutes of the video, which is really quite good because it's always good to get a reminder about that. I found that I get quite tense across my shoulders and my hands, especially if I'm putting out a hard effort. It's always good to get those reminders. It then moves on to pedal stroke drills, and it breaks down the circle of the pedal stroke into quarters, where you look at the individual legs, so right leg first, then left leg, the quarter at the top, pushing across at the top, pulling down as you normally would on a pedal stroke, and then back and then up and around to complete the circle and those muscles that you engage at certain points within it. And then for the full 7 minutes of this section of the workout, you're alternating between focusing on different parts of those between your right leg and then doing the same again on the left leg. This was very interesting because it's something I've never thought about my pedal stroke before. I just get on and I cycle. It's as simple as that. I've never thought about doing pedal stroke drills or how the pedal stroke will affect my cycling. Towards the end of the 7 minutes, you do focus on putting it all together, cycling like that with both legs, and you're supposed to keep that in mind obviously for the rest of the workout as well. And I must admit, using different parts of the muscles and thinking about the different parts of those pedal strokes, I was definitely using muscles that I'd never really thought about before, and I could really quite feel it in my legs actually. It was a little bit unexpected, and for a couple of days afterwards I could feel it in different parts of my legs as well. And then putting that all together, there's a section of focusing on those things but at different cadences. So this one dropped right down to a cadence of 50. You can see I'm struggling to get down there. I'm at about 50, between 50 and 55. At a low wattage level, 181. And it is a bit of a grind. You get useful messages on the screen, trying to keep yourself engaged and keeping, again, going back to keeping everything relaxed, making sure you're in the right positioning on the bike, but also trying to think about the pedal strokes that you've already learned in the earlier part of the workout. But it's a lot harder to put that together. It's harder on the legs, but it's easier to focus the mind, I've found, doing them at lower cadences, because you really start to think about where your foot is positioned as you go around the pedal stroke. So we start this section, this is as I said, at a 50 cadence, and then we move into slightly higher cadences further on. But this is a drill for, I think it's 3 minutes, it could have been 4, but yeah, I found this one quite demanding on the legs, I must be honest. Then you get a short recovery period, and then we into the next section where you start off at 90 cadence, and this is where it steps up to 115 cadence, 193 watts, where you're trying those things again that you've learned already, but at a higher cadence, putting yourself under a bit more pressure. Can you get yourself comfortable on the bike? Can you relax? Can you keep your pedal stroke going for those higher cadences that we've done for the lower cadences? And this is done 3 times over the next couple of minutes of the workout, just to kind of put you under a different kind of stress, and just making sure that you can keep it going, stepping up again to another 115 RPM cadence here, keeping the watts the same, so the pressure on the legs doesn't really change, but it's just at a higher cadence for a couple of minutes. You do that a total of 3 times, and we're just finishing the 3rd session here, back down to a 90 cadence, which is kind of the standard cadence throughout, dropping back down to 121 watts for a minute relaxation and just getting the legs back before moving on to the next section, which is another new thing to me. You can see I'm standing up there just to take the pressure off my backside just for a couple of seconds. This part of the workout here was just increasing the effort a little bit and making sure you can still comfortably do your systems checks. It calls it doing a systems check under pressure. So it's just upping that pressure. Oh, it's slightly over FTP at 277 watts, higher cadence of 100. Can you still make sure that you're relaxed, make sure you're in the right position, make sure your stroke's still the same, all of that good stuff. And then the last couple of minutes of the workout start to work on standing up. So it teaches you how to stand up, how to tense your abs, flatten your back and push down and stand up as your pedal stroke's going down to stand up. Slightly lower cadence, 75 cadence, 217 watts. And throughout this period of the workout, it kind of tells you to stand up for a couple of seconds, sit down for a couple of seconds. It just alternates a little bit just to get you used to being able to do those things stood up. I don't do a lot of standing cycling. I mostly on the hills, as I guess this is simulating 75 cadence, slightly lower than you would on a flat. And I don't often stand up. It's probably something I maybe do more just to engage a different part of my body to give my backside a rest, all of that sort of stuff. Maybe I should think about doing it more. And I definitely felt the standing part of these workouts, especially after doing the pedal stroke stuff before, which had a weird impact on the muscles in my legs that I wasn't necessarily expecting. So to then do these sit stand drills at the end added something different to it as well. But it was good fun. It's good fun to do it. And then the last little bit, which was this yellow zone effort, keeping the cadence down. It's just getting up this hill, 277 watts, a bit of a hill climb at the end just to finish off the entire workout before dropping back down to have a bit of a couple of minutes. It's not even 2 minutes, is it? Cadence goes back up to 90, 121 watts. There's about a minute and 50 seconds left in the workout as it steps down now. So another good workout to get under my belt. Another one that I'd not really thought about in terms of, the sit stand drills and the pedal stroke and all of those things. Not done them in a different workout before. I'm loving how these workouts are just bringing something completely different to my cycling and teaching me different areas that I had no idea about before. And it was a lot more difficult. I found it a lot more difficult than I thought I would before going in. You can see in my face I've put a bit of effort in when I kind of thought it would be easier than this. It surprised me a little bit, if I'm honest, but good to get it done. And I said for a couple of days afterwards, I definitely felt it.
So after that workout, I jumped over to the Banded group ride and joined the Discord chat and had a good laugh with everyone, which was awesome. And then Sunday was our end of month Banded special, where we did Tire-Bouchon in France, which is one of those Zwift routes that starts at the top of a hill. So you have to climb up the hill as part of the lead-in to then go around and do a figure of 8, I think, of pretty much all of the roads in France and then back up to the top again. 2 hours and 15 minutes roughly for me, 65 kilometers. And I've got to be honest, that is actually the first ride I think I've done over an hour whilst I've been in keto, and I did start to really feel a lack of energy at the end. I had a few trainer issues. It was connected through ANT Plus, and as you might know from before, I've had pretty stepped power graphs when the band dropped off. So annoyingly, Zwift, in its wisdom, has the route built in, but the Banded group ride finished halfway up the final climb, so we had to go it alone for the rest. So I actually then reset my trainer connections to Bluetooth, and then it worked better. It did feel a lot easier, so I don't know whether I was just working harder on ANT, but I was definitely a lot more tired at the end. 65 kilometers, 2 hours 15 minutes. Great ride to get in though, so I really, really enjoyed that one. Had a break yesterday. Today is Tuesday, and I've decided to take a look at my training schedule because I've realised I need to try and fit all of this in, and I've got a week left to do it. So I'm going to bring that up on the screen now. So with everything that was going on in life a little while ago, I actually dropped off doing the fitness training plans and all the weight training plans and the mental side of it because I just wasn't fitting it in. I had too much to catch up on, so I just needed to clear that off my diary. But as you can see, pretty much stuck with the plan so far. You can see a couple where I've done them at different times. So I did cadence build the day before it was supposed to be originally. Goat I did the day after. So a couple of them have moved around, but I'm in a position now where I have got 2 more workouts to do. What's called a primer, the primer workout before doing the full frontal. You do that the day before. But this is my last week that I have on the bike before having a break. So I missed last Thursday's race due to my hamstring problem, which fingers crossed has gone away. So I'm kind of thinking a way to try and fit this in. Now I could do this at the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, but I've got a really busy weekend coming up. And I didn't want something to get in the way to prevent me from doing that. So the 2 workouts I've got left are the GCN Escalator, which is a 30-minute workout working basically around FTP levels, and Tapers, which is a lower level effort, sort of hitting a few different areas for 46 minutes, that one. What I think I'm going to do, and I didn't really want to do this, but I'm kind of run out of time. What I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to skip these 2 workouts because I want to make sure that I see the benefit of what I've done as part of this training plan. So I'm going to move primers to today and then do the full frontal test on Wednesday. That then means I can join the race on Thursday. Who knows what sort of mess I'll be in, but at least I'll be able to join the race. I can do, and then I'm better recovered now, ready for the full frontal on Wednesday, rather than if I tried to do the race Thursday and did the tapers Friday and the work and the full frontal on Saturday, especially because I want to join the banded group ride, because I'm going to miss that for a couple of weeks, I think, as well. I know 1 week. So yeah, I'm just trying to fit it in, really. It's a shame that I'm going to skip both out, but I want to try and make sure that I get on to do the full frontal test and I can get it out as a video, because the week of the 8th is completely out for me. I'm just not going to be able to do any riding or anything. So book that out for family time, having a time off videos, having some time with the family and my brother's wedding. So that's a free week for me. I need to get this done. So today is Tuesday. I'm disappointed that I'm going to drop those 2 workouts out, but I'm hoping I still see some benefit from the rest of the training that I'm doing. So I'm going to jump on, go and get changed, jump on and do tapers tonight. I don't know whether then I'll jump over to the Tuesday trundle. I'm not sure that maybe that'll be putting too much load in my legs before full frontal. It is only a 1.5 watts per kilogram ride, but sometimes I have to, I have to put a bit of effort. Less so now I've lost 2.5 stone, but it's still a bit of an effort to keep up with some of the other guys. So I'll see how I feel, but the main thing is to get tapers done. So I'm going to do that now. So having done that workout, I'm now a little bit scared. 4 prolonged efforts in that. One that was a bit of a ramp up. One that was just below FTP. One was that was a bit above FTP at a yellow zone effort, and one on FTP of 3 minutes each. And I did struggle. I could really feel my legs. I felt refreshed. I felt fine. I didn't feel any fatigue. So I thought moving the workouts that way would be fine. Obviously, that wasn't the case. I hit the first ramp and I thought, wow, I can still feel the recent riding in my legs. The cadence and pedal stroke work that I did on Saturday, and then the 65 kilometers with a bit of climbing I did Sunday, although it was part of a band, so I didn't do 65 kilometers, but I didn't feel refreshed at all. So now I'm a little bit worried about tomorrow. Let's see how that goes, but that will be in the next video. We have 2 new channel members, 2 new very generous channel members, Kenneth Scramstad and Matt Reed. Thank you so much for becoming channel members on Buy Me a Coffee. It really does mean a lot. If it's something you're interested into, find all the information in the description below, or join on YouTube, wherever that YouTube button is. But if you want to come along to T2.5 rides, again, all the information in the description below. We do 3 rides every week, plus a couple here and there. So yeah, head down there if you want to come to one of our rides. But that is the end of this video. The next one will be the 4DP FTP test, so look forward to that one. I'll see you then. But thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.